Hey guys, this is Nassem here, and welcome to Legion Guides, where I go over all the major mechanics and break down the normal patterns. In Gate 2, we can finally meet Vykas, so let's dive right in. The recommended battle items are HP potions, flame grenades, time stop potions, and swiftness robes if you are playing a slow class. I'll go over the uses throughout this video. I'll be going over the major mechanics first, but in hard mode, a lot of players will die because of the normal patterns, so I recommend learning them, which will be in the later half of this video. When you first enter Gate 2, you'll be greeted by Vykas. Attack her until she is at around 145 bars, and she will start the merry-go-round. You can only be damaged by your laser, and the circle under you will damage anyone else that's in it. Spread out and start rotating clockwise. This way, you can dodge the laser when it locks, and everyone can avoid stepping on someone else's circle. After the merry-go-round, you'll need to push her to around 120 bars, which is when her clone wings mechanic starts. For this mechanic, you'll have to get into a certain position before starting the raid. 3 players that will be responsible for counting the number of open wings will be located here, somewhere around 11 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. When the clone wings mechanic starts, head to your positions and check how many wings the clone has open. Let your party members know the location and how many wings were open. The other 5 players will stand in a cross shape in the middle. These 5 players will be responsible for absorbing these purple orbs. After you absorb the orb, there will be a red or purple symbol above your head. If there are 3 red symbols, everyone needs to be next to the clone with 2 wings open. After the explosion, everyone needs to head to the clone with 1 wing open. Finally, everyone needs to head to the clone with no wings open. If there are 3 purple symbols, the order will be 0 wings open, 1 wing open, 2 wings open. Let's look at an actual raid for a better understanding. Also, if someone is dead before this mechanic starts, that person should let everyone else know what their responsibility was. If the responsibility was counting open wings, the nearest orb absorber can walk over and take a look. If an orb absorber died, the person checking the wing that is nearest to that orb can absorb the orb after counting the wings. After the wing pattern, around 95 bars, there will be another session of merry-go-round. Keep rotating clockwise like before. At around 75 bars, the waffle mechanic will start. One thing to note here is that these rotating flames can push you, so make sure you're dodging the floor, but don't let the flames push you either. To see the next mechanic, you'll have to push her to 65 bars. At 65 bars, the red-black orb mechanic will start. Vykas will teleport to the middle and summon clones near 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. The clones will be shooting black orbs at Vykas, and you'll need to body block specific orbs. Before the clones shoot the orbs, they will have this red or black ring around them. There will be a total of 5 rings, and you need to memorize the order of the black rings. If you are colorblind, the red wings will be a square shape, and the black rings will be a circular shape. After these rings, the clones will start to shoot orbs towards Vykas. You need to body block the orbs that are in the same order as the black rings. For example, the rings appeared in this order: red, black, black. This means, even though all the orbs look black, the first and third orbs are actually red ones and you shouldn't touch them. Only body block the second, fourth, and fifth orbs. If a black orb is absorbed by Vykas, this will be a wipe. If one player absorbs 2 black orbs, or a red orb, that player will die. Now that you know what's going on, let's look into how to get through this mechanic. For this mechanic, 2 players should be positioned at each of these spots. The remaining 2 players will be spares. The reason why we have spares is because 2 of the 3 spots will shoot 3 black orbs. Like I mentioned before, if one player blocks 2 black orbs, that player will die. And this is where the spares come over and take the 3rd black orb. Let your party know which numbers were black. In this case, the 2nd and 4th rings were black. So you should type the location 11, then 2, 4. If someone is dead, a spare will take over that location, and one player will have to absorb 2 black orbs. You can body block black orbs with time stop potions, but the time stop potion duration will last for 2 orbs. Like I mentioned before, if you touch a red orb, you'll die instantly. So you need to only use time stop potions to body block 2 consecutive black orbs. Now, if you've been paying attention, you might have noticed some of the players with the Covitas explosion debuff. When you have this debuff, you'll be installing an orb that constantly shoots 3 objectives. In normal mode, the objectives just damage you, but in hard mode, the objectives can stun you for a very long time. Thus, if you have this debuff, walk to an edge and face outwards so that there will be no projectiles flying inwards. While this debuff is randomly given to players, when Vykas is less than 50 bars, every time you get hit, you'll start gaining this debuff. If you hit 3 stacks of this debuff, you'll also gain the Covitas explosion debuff. At around 45 bars, the waffle mechanic will start again. Like I mentioned before, if you get hit 3 times after Vykas is under 50 bars, you'll be holding the Covitas explosion debuff. And if you get hit by these rotating flames, you might end up facing inwards. If you fear that you'll send projectiles inwards, I recommend facing outwards and using a time stop potion to get through the waffle mechanic, to avoid shooting these projectiles inwards. Finally, around 15 bars, you'll have to do the merry-go-round mech one last time, and after this, there won't be any more major mechanics. Now let's go over the normal patterns, but don't be fooled by the name normal pattern. They're just called normal patterns because Vykas uses these patterns randomly. Some of these patterns can instantly kill you, so I recommend learning all of them. The purple ring. Vykas summons a purple ring in front of her. This ring will follow the player with the purple ring on top of the player's head. If the ring touches anyone, the ring will explode, which will cover a large area. If the ring is chasing you, run to an edge and ping that you're heading that way, so that your other raid members can run to the opposite way. If you cannot run to the opposite direction, try to stay near the player with the purple ring aggro. When someone absorbs the purple ring, there will be a tight safe zone right where the ring was absorbed. When the safe zone appears, jump into the safe zone. However, you need to be careful here. Everyone else will be summoning red circles under their feet, which can set players flying. If you're still summoning these circles, don't jump into the safe zone because that will send everyone flying away from the safe zone. Wait until this mark disappears, then jump into the safe zone. Yellow rings. Vykas will lift both her arms up and spin this yellow disc. There will be yellow rings flying all over the place. If you get hit by one of the yellow rings, you'll be stunned and there will be a red circle under you. The stun duration is short enough for you to space out of it, so make sure you're ready to space out. Disc kicks. Vykas will lift her leg up, then start shooting these discs at the aggro. After she shoots all the discs, she will pause for a second and throw 5 more discs in a cone shape. When she pauses before shooting the 5 discs, she will be counterable when she is blue. However, now you need to understand the concept of counterattack internal cooldowns. This basically means, after a counter, there will be an internal cooldown where Vykas is not counterable, even when she uses a counterable attack. So if she was countered a few seconds ago, she may not be counterable during this attack. This is super important because the 5 discs at the end of the attack can do a lot of damage if you are too close and get hit by all 5 discs. So if you went in for the counter and Vykas was not counterable yet, there is a high chance you'll die. So always keep in mind that she may not be counterable. The backstab dash. Vykas will jump back, then dash forward. She will be counterable after she jumps back. If you miss the counter, she can do this pattern twice in a row, so get ready for the second counter. Again, make sure you're not going for the counter if you countered her a few patterns ago. Come over here. Vykas does a backflip, then shoots these orbs out. After the orbs reach their farthest distance, they'll return to Vykas and suck everyone in that were between these orbs. If these orbs flew out from the front-back indicators, she will combo with the soaring attack. Thorns. Vykas spins in place, then sends out these thorns. These thorns will return to her and attack the other side as well. So make sure you're not standing on the other side when you see these thorns. She can also teleport afterwards, which means she'll throw her thorns again. These thorns will shoot out from the front indicator first. Tornado. Vykas will crouch down a little, then summon a tornado in front of her. If you get hit by this, she'll kick you away. She can also use this right after she teleports a few times. If she teleported multiple times like this, then use the tornado, she will axe kick you down and attack in a cross shape as well. If you see someone get hit by this tornado, stay in a diagonal position of the head and back indicators to dodge the cross attack. Wing attack. Vykas will levitate and gather this purple energy. Once you see this purple swirl, get behind her. A good way to find her back quickly is to look for the back attack indicator. If Vykas is under 50 bars and you're in front of her, just run far away because you'll be hit multiple times and you'll get the Covitas explosion debuff. This is also a good time to use a sidereal skill Nineveh. Graboid. Vykas will gather this purple energy with her hand. Then on the ground, you'll see these vibrations, which kind of look like something will pop out of it. If you're still standing on it, you'll be eaten by a graboid, which will explode after a few seconds. Your raid members need to attack these graboids to release you and from the graboids exploding. I usually like to use a flame grenade here to ensure killing the graboids. You can also avoid being eaten with your space, so make sure you space out when you see the graboids coming out. This is also a good time to use Nineveh. You will be able to hit Vykas and kill the graboids around her. Electric circles. Vykas will summon 4 circles which will electrocute you. The order of the safe zones is out, in, out. So just make sure you're jumping to the correct safe zones. This is also a good time to use Nineveh.
Sometimes promises warmth tomorrow, just like a dusky sunset in splendor. I remember the humming sound is passing by, the tears we have held back, all the dreams that I have lost in the crowd.
I hope this video helped you master Vykas Gate 2, and I hope to see you in my Vykas Gate 3 guide. Alright, peace.